All right. Next cards we are getting into is the mage cards. The mage cards here. Mage cards, our first card we have. Our first card we have here is a 5 mana 5/5 Cryomancer. Battle Cry, gain +2/+2 if an enemy is frozen. Um, I mean, this card's kind of average, in my opinion. You most likely won't have the opportunity of making this a 5 mana 7/7. Most likely, you don't have many cards that really freeze. Maybe you'll see this in a freeze mage, but most likely not, just because freeze mage really doesn't have many minions that it summons. You have so many better cards that probably rather include than this in a freeze mage deck. So overall, I don't think it's anything spectacular. I think this is a pretty mediocre card. 2 out of 5 in arena. 2 out of 5 in constructed. 5 mana 5/5 stat line's not terrible in arena. I'd say 3 out of 5 in arena, just because it's also a common slot. So 5 mana 5/5 not terrible. If you get lucky and get a freeze somehow, you definitely get a 5 mana 7/7. So think about the ultimate dream of this is if you have like turn 7, 5 mana 5/5, you also play a Frostbolt on one of their minions of the 5 mana 7/7, or you have Water Elemental on turn 4. Water Elemental gets either hit by some minion or hit by their face. They become frozen. You play this 5 mana 7/7 on turn 5. That's like the dream, right? The dream. Will it happen much? Probably not. It'll have some highlights, but nothing spectacular in my opinion. Yeah, once again, 2 out of 5 in constructed, 3 out of 5 in arena. Freezing Potion. It's a 0 mana spell card. Freeze an enemy. This actually makes the other card. I don't remember what it's called. It was a 3/3 stat line, 4 mana 3/3. I think gain a random potion. I think that'll make it a little bit worse, just because there are other potions I believe that are better. But honestly, it's nothing great, nothing I like. So 0 mana, freeze. I'd say probably a 1 out of 5. This is pretty crappy. It won't be played in any constructed deck. Even in freeze mage, it won't be played. And in arena, no. Do not play this card in arena. Do not play this card in arena. Next card we have here is 7 mana spell card. Greater Arcane Missile. Shoot 3 missiles at random enemies that deal 3 damage each. Yeah, this card is pretty interesting. The mechanics around it, the only thing I'd say is it's nothing spectacular, right? It's a 7 mana deal 6 and at random, right? At random. So you don't see this being an amazing card because you also have probably a lot better cards than this, especially at the epic. But I don't know how the mechanic of spell damage works with this card, though. That's the only thing that I want to actually see. Does it increase the number of missiles, or does it only increase the damage by 1? Because if it... Oh, I'm sorry. 7 mana deal 9. Woo! Yes, 7 mana deal 9. I'm very sorry. I still don't think it's anything spectacular. Um, sorry, I can't add for something. 7 mana, deal 9 damage. um, because with the spell damage of what is it? The regular arcane missiles, it increases the number of missiles it shoots. With this, I'm guessing because the number 3 is next to damage, so 3 damage. I'm assuming it's going to increase the amount of damage it does. But if it does increase the number of missiles, I think this will be so much stronger in decks. So much stronger with spell damage. So hopefully we don't see that happen. I hope, honestly, I hope this will actually be it'll be the damage, because mages don't need super amazing cards a little bit. Yeah, that's the reason. The reason why a 7 mana deal 9 damage random, that's what makes it a little worse. The random part is a little in arena, also nothing great. Flame Strike is so much better because it actually clears the minions on board. So constructed, I'd see this as a 2 out of 5, unless unless it does have that super cool mechanic with a spell damage that increases the number of missiles. It probably will see play then, but other than that, I don't see too much being played. So probably a 2, maybe a 1.5 out of 5 in constructed, and then also in arena. If you have absolutely crappy other epics, maybe this is a good include. But other than that, I'd say probably a 2.5 or 3 out of 5, just because it still can kill minions if you're lucky. So that'll be interesting. Yeah. Oh yeah, the Dream Malagos with this. What is it? 7 mana, shoot 5 more missiles, or 7 mana, deal 8 damage per missile, which is still pretty ridiculous. If you get absolutely lucky and dream it, you can shoot all face and deal 24 damage. But by that time, the next card we have here, 7 mana, 5/5 Inkmaster Solia. Battle Cry, if your deck has no duplicates, next spell you cast this turn costs 0. Highlander style deck. It's a Reno mage. I've tried a couple of Reno mages. They're pretty cool. I think it'll actually be pretty strong in a Reno mage deck. However, I don't think Reno mages will be really strong. So that's the only thing. If Reno mages are strong, yeah, I see this being a little bit better. But I definitely like this mechanic. If you think about it, if you can get a 7 mana 5/5, the dream is to decrease the Pyroblast cost. So it's a 7 mana 5/5, deal 10 damage, right? 7 mana 5/5, basically a 17 mana card cost for Pyroblast. I think it's pretty cool still. Yeah, I just don't see Reno Mage being super great. So yeah, I'd say probably a 3 out of 5 in constructed. And definitely, if you do get a lot of spells, and if you happen to not have any duplicates in your arena deck, this will be okay. But most likely at that point, you're going to have duplicates. I consider this a 1 out of 5 in arena, though, just because there are so many better cards at a legendary, that you can pick, and it just has to have too many combos and too much constructed level deck in order for this to be even relevant. So honestly, I think there's a 1 out of 5, and that line's not good. Doesn't really give you much tempo. 7 mana. At 7 mana, you don't want a 5/5. Yeah, I'd say it's a 1 out of 5 in arena. So, but But there's lots of cool cards and lots of cool highlights that this can definitely pull out. So, Cabal Chemist. This is a Warlock, Priest, and Mage card. 4 mana, 3/3, Cabal Chemist, Battlecry, add a random potion to your hand. I like this card a lot. I think it'll be pretty strong. I'll definitely include this into something like a Reno Mage, right? A Reno Mage or a Reno Warlock, but I don't see this being played in any type of Priest deck. I really don't see this being played, especially with the Dragon archetype looking like it's going to be pretty strong. Maybe you include this one of. I've been toying around with the Reno Dragon Priest deck. I've been thinking a lot about how many cards I can add in, what I can add in. I think it'll be pretty cool. I don't know how good it'll be, but I want to try it out and test it out. I love the Highlander Reno style decks. I think they're so cool. I personally really like those decks. But do I see it being strong? Probably not. But I think this card personally will be strong in either Mage or Warlock. So I'd give this actually I'd say it's a 3 out of 5 in Constructed. In Arena though, I like this card a lot just because those random potion effects could be game changing. So if you remember, the Priest deck has a 6 mana board clear. A 6 damage board clear, I believe. And in Warlock, it's a 5 mana board clear with a potion. Even if you get the crappy freeze, it still could be useful, right? Still could be useful. So in Arena, I like this card a lot. I'd say this is a 4 out of 5 in Arena. Actually, even a 5 out of 5 in Arena because it's a common slot, right? It's a common slot in Arena. I would choose this almost all the time. I know the stat line's not great, but the battle cry makes it that much better. So definitely, I'd say a 5 out of 5 in Arena. All right, next card. 6 mana, 5/5 Cabal Crystal Runner. Cabal Crystal Runner costs 2 less for each secret you've played this game. So it kind of has that the Shaman card style. I don't even remember what it's called, but it is the Thing from Below. That's what it's called. The Thing from Below kind of has that, except the difference is you actually have to play secrets rather than just using a hero power. Whereas the mid-range Shaman uses its hero power a lot. Right? Can I see this being played in a deck? Maybe. I mean, let's think about it. The decks that you have right now have the mage decks that you have right now play Ice Block, maybe Mirror Entity, maybe I'm really spitballing there, and then Ice Barrier, maybe, right? 2, maybe 3 or 4 secrets. I just don't think there are enough quality secret cards in order to make this card work. So because of the fact that there aren't many secrets in not many good secrets in Mage, that's the reason why I don't see this being. So this card, I do think maybe it's about a 2 out of 5. And in Constructed and in Arena, probably a 1 out of 5. Because at most you'll get 2 secrets. And just going through your deck, getting this, fine. Maybe a 2 out of 5 if you do get a lot of secrets. So having this be a 2 mana 5/5 would be great. I like it. So I just don't think there's enough secrets that it warrants this pick. So but yeah, cool mechanic, cool card. Won't see much play. Next card, 1 mana 2/1 Cabal Lackey. The next secret you play this turn costs 0. Basically 4 mana stats for only 1. Right? You think about this card. I like it. I think it makes secrets more viable. If you think about the other card that actually does this, Cabal Tormage, which is 3 mana 4/3. The next secret you play this turn costs 0. I think this is a better version of that just because it's only 1 mana, right? So you don't take up the slot of 3 mana as much. You actually have a 1 mana card to play. Do I see this being very effective? No. The reason, once again, is because secrets are just not strong enough to be warrant this card. Will I try it? Will I play it? Definitely. Will it be strong? I don't think so. So honestly, if it so happens that some type of secret mage deck is strong, this will definitely be a staple. It'll be amazing, but I just don't see that happening, and that's why I think it's probably a 2 out of 5 for me. And in constructed, and probably a 2 out of 5 in arena as well, because it just, the next secret you play this turn costs 0. If it was the next secret you play costs 0, this will be so much better and so much higher, but it's not, so I don't see this being very strong in arena as well. So 2 out of 5 and 2 out of 5. So the next card is 3 mana secret, Potion of Polymorph. After your opponent plays a minion, transform it into a 1/1 sheep. Polymorph at 3 mana, but you can't control it. So people will test out for it. I just don't think this is a very strong card. People like it. Apparently it's statted, I mean, it's a, what's it called? Rated pretty highly. I just don't like it at all. You can't control it. You can't control what you polymorph. Polymorph is only a 4 mana, right? But you get to choose your target. So you're basically 1 mana, using 1 mana to be able to control where you choose target. So honestly, I think this is a 1 out of 5 in constructed and a 1 out of 5 in arena. I don't like it. Will it be tested in a secret deck? Probably. Probably not though. The next card is Volcanic Potion. 3 mana, deal 2 damage to all minions. Another cool board clear for an early game board clear this time for mage. Mages just get a lot of really good cards. I think this is a really good card in arena. But in constructed, in arena constructed, maybe arena mage, I can see this being played. In other ones, probably not. I don't think this warrants or is strong enough to be played in a constructed deck. Maybe if you see a lot of zoo decks being super strong, Face Hunter or Zoo Warlock, or a lot of this face, just go face really quickly, maybe you'll see this being played a lot more, but honestly, I don't think the meta is there. I think the meta has slowed down just a little bit the next patch. A lot of the cards that are coming out are pretty slow cards. So, Volcanic Potion probably won't see much play. I'd say it's a 2 out of 5 in constructed, but in arena, board clears are so important. I'd say it's a 4 out of 5 in arena because of board clear. Board clear is so very important. So very important. So yeah, 4 out of 5 in arena, 2 out of 5 in constructed. So the next card we have here is a 5 mana 4/4 Grime Street Enforcer. At the end of your turn, Give all your minions in your hand +1/+1. Here we start our Paladin card set. I personally really like this card. Not a lot of people, or a lot of people say it's not a very strong card, but I personally love this card just because of its continuous effect, and you can never underestimate continuous effects. You can basically consider this as a 5-mana 4/4 taunt. A 5-mana 4/4 taunt is a lot better. So you think of what's that card name again? That completely slipping my mind. Emperor Thorsan. That's what it's called. If you think of Emperor Thorsan, it's a 6-mana 5/5, but it reduces the cost of all your cards in your hand by. Definitely, I think that's a lot better, but this still has that continuous effect, and if you let it sit on the board for even 2 turns, the value is enormous. So I'd consider this a 5-mana 4/4 taunt. At the end of your turn, give all your manas, give all your minions in your hand +1/+1. Personally, I will definitely try this. Probably not a 2 of, maybe a 1 of in a Paladin deck. I'm not thinking it's great in Constructed though. I'd say definitely probably a 1 of in Constructed. Paladin has a lot of those buff and a lot of divine shields that can very much use this +1/+1. So I'll definitely be giving it a try. I think it's probably a 3 out of 5 in Constructed. But in Arena, at 5 mana, you'll have a pretty big hand. Probably 3 or 4 cards that can potentially be buffed. So think of this as a 5 mana, maybe 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8 in stats. I love that. In Arena, I'd say probably a 4.5 out of 5. I give this a pretty high rating in Arena. At 5 mana, definitely. So, thumbs up for this card in Arena. The next card we have here is a 2-mana 1/1 Grime Street Outfitter. Give all minions in your hand +1/+1. This card, once again, is, I personally think, is very strong because it gives multiple minions in your hand +1/+1. The stat line's not great, but the battle cry effect and the cost of it is so good, especially at 2 mana. You want this in your hand the first turn, or in your opening hand. You play it on turn 2, you'll most likely have 5 cards in hand. Most likely 3 to 4 minions in your hand. 3 to 4 minions, you're basically getting a 2-mana 4/4 or 5/5 in stats. Which, yeah, I love this card. I would give this card a 4 to 5 in Constructed. And I'd even say this is a 5 out of 5 in Arena. Actually, a 4. No, I'd give this a 5 out of 5 in Arena because, yeah, it's not a great card late game, but you also have other cards that are not great late game, and they're still amazing cards. The effect that this has early game, the effect that it could completely give you so much better valued cards, makes this card so valuable at low cost, 2 mana. I'd love it. I love it in Arena. So, yeah, solid card. Gives it my thumbs up. Gives him my thumbs up. The next card, 7 mana 6/6 Grime Street Protector. Taunt. Battle cry, give adjacent minions divine shield. Is this the new Dr. 7? Is this the new Dr. 7? Right? I think this card is really strong. Personally, I love this card as well. The ability to give potentially 2 minions divine shield is so amazing. You have a paladin that's trying to keep board control, right? You always have your hero power for that 1/1 minion. You have easy trades with that. You make it a little bit easier. It's most likely you'll have at least one minion. 7 mana, 6/6 taunt, as well as give a minion divine shield. Especially in a buff deck, I think this will be so great. Do I see Paladin being a super strong deck? Hard to say. Hard to say. I can't say for sure, but I will definitely try this out in a buff kind of deck. In Arena, though, this is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. If you even get a remote board control by that time, this will be so strong. Just the 7 mana 6/6 taunt is a pretty decent card. It's a pretty decent card. Not a great card, decent. But with the fact that it has the battle cry, give adjacent minions divine shield, that is what makes this card great, especially at a rare level, right? This is a rare 7 mana 6/6 taunt. I'd say this is a 5 out of 5 in Arena. You must pick this card in Arena. And it's kind of like Dr. Boom, right? Dr. Boom, 7 mana, legendary, summon 1/1s. It's not the same, but I think this is a 5 out of 5 in Arena. Probably a 4 out of 5 in Constructed. I like it. I don't know how other people really perceive it, but I really like this card. So, actually Constructed, I'd say probably a 3 out of 5 because Paladins most likely won't need this. I still think it might be a 1 of, but it's saying something like what is that card? I'm forgetting a lot of these names of the cards. Argent Protector. Give a friendly minion divine shield. It's the 2 mana 2/2. It's just really not seen in play, right? So I don't see this being a super strong constructed card. I'll definitely try it. I still think it's a strong card. So probably a 3 out of 5 or 3.5 out of 5, but definitely Arena 5 out of 5 guaranteed. The next card we have here is a 1 mana 2/1 Grimscale Chum. Grimscale Chum. This card is another Murloc. Another Murloc for our Murloc decks. Battlecry, give a random Murloc in your minion +1/+. Honestly, this card I don't think is very strong. Right now, we see a couple of Murloc decks, or a couple of Murloc Paladin, Control Paladin, with like Blue Guild Warrior and Murloc War Leader. But those are the only 2 Murlocs in that deck, right? You don't see Murloc Paladin decks much. Will you see it with this card included? Probably not. I don't think there's enough to make this card warrant this card to be included. I'd say this is a 1.5 out of 5 in Constructed. In Arena, probably a 1.5 as well. Just really don't have Murlocs, and this really depends on you having Murlocs. So 1.5 in. So if you happen to get lucky and get like crap ton of Murlocs, maybe, but no. 1.5 and 1.5. Nothing spectacular. Smuggler's Run. It's a 1 mana. Give all minions in your hand +1/+1. I don't like this card much. Do I see this in Aggro Paladin? Maybe. Especially at 1 mana, you'll probably get 3/3, maybe 4/4 of stats wise. I just don't see this being very strong. Right? 1 mana +1/+1 to all minions. I'd say a 2 out of 5 in Constructed. In Arena, though, I could see this actually being pretty good. Minion-based deck. Give all minions in your hand +1/+1. Turn 1, most likely you'll get 5 cards with +1/+1. At worst, like 3 cards with +1/+1, right? Which isn't terrible at all, especially at 1 mana. Definitely a dead card late game, but if you get this early game, pretty strong. I'd say a 3 out of 5 in Arena. I might even bump it to 3.5 in Arena because it's a common slot. So.